When I was in my teens, it was very much like top 40 type stuff. Phil Collins particularly, I was very partial to him. Definitely enjoy action and adventure films, horror films. If my parents were to reflect on that on my behalf, they'd say that I had an absolutely abysmal taste in movies. For a period of time, a desire to do competitive bodybuilding. I idolized Arnold Schwarzenegger. I read everything about him that I could. I had his books, clippings of him on my wall. It was probably a little disturbing. From books, and even then till now, science fiction, fantasy, primarily horror. And as you'll probably discern, my fashion sense then as it is now, non-existent. If that was something that it would take away COVID altogether, would push it in a second. The loss of life, the damage to people economically it's unspeakable. If there's one silver lining in this, it's being able to spend time with my daughters and for us to come together as a family and sort of weather the storm, so to speak. So I am glad that I had this time to spend with them. I just regret the circumstances. When I was in the military was undergoing digitization. They were trying to automate a lot of what they were doing, but that exposed me not only to just a staggering diversity of technologies, but the idea of operational security around the data. My wife and I, when I separated from the active component, we moved to Virginia to James Madison University. I was exploring getting a master's degree because as an artilleryman in the service, that didn't really lend to any civilian vocation. So at the time, they being the James Madison University College of Business, had just started a remote learning MBA with a concentration in information security. I was a little skeptical at first, but I will tell you in the 2-year program, that lit a fire. I was absolutely interested and dead set on being in the information security field, and that has not waned in the 15 years I've been doing this. One of the things that's often overlooked, and it's probably not unique to our line of work, but it is the ability to cultivate positive relationships. What are the things that allow you to have a good relationship? Humility. You need to understand that you may be a subject matter expert and better understand things from a security principle and objective standpoint, but it's your ability to understand how that will be relevant for them and to be humble as you come to the table and learn from them so that you can better serve them. Empathy, understanding the challenges and stressors they're under. It's worse, I think, to pretend to have some understanding of what they're going through or to try to empathize in a way that's insincere than it is just to be probably quiet. But sincere empathy is very, very important. Communication skills, tone, timbre, tact, and timing. I tell my children that all the time. Where I've let those things go, where they're not part of my consideration when I'm communicating with people, I have done myself and them a disservice. People's time is valuable, and you want to make sure that you're making the most of what you have been made available or has been made available to you, and making sure you're fostering as many positive relationships as you can. Can't always, but it's certainly a better place to start, and it's a better way to work. Going without a computer or phone for 8 weeks, that sounds absolutely heavenly. The mobile phone particularly was a novelty for me for about a week when I first got one. They are not fun. I think that they add a layer of anxiety and a level of frustration and a distraction that is unnecessary. I would take 8 weeks in a second just to get better sleep and to let my brain heal from the constant barrage of blue light and information that's being shoved to me through these various devices. And I would definitely take more time to be with my family. I would get chores done around the house. I would probably exercise more and probably eat less and play with my dogs. Yeah, 8 weeks of being unplugged would be fantastic.